You are eating in a deficit. You are hitting the gym. And your lower stomach hasn't changed. Not an inch. Here's what nobody told you. This isn't a lack of discipline. It's a physiological lockout, caused by emotional cortisol. Until you address the suppressed trauma that's signaling your nervous system to store fat, your metabolism will stay frozen in survival mode. You can out-diet a calorie deficit. You cannot out-diet a nervous system that thinks it's under attack. Stick with me for the next 12 minutes, because I'm going to walk you through the actual biology of why this happens. Not motivational fluff, real endocrinology, and then I'm going to show you what actually has to change first. Before we continue, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the STARR Wellness Solutions channel. Your support helps us continue creating meaningful, evidence-based content designed to improve your health, strengthen your mindset, and support you on your wellness journey. By subscribing, you also become part of a growing community committed to healing, transformation, and lasting well-being. Thank you for being here. And remember, small, consistent steps create life-changing results. Let's start with something your body was built to do long before diet culture existed: survive. When you're under chronic stress, and I mean the kind that lives in your body for months or years, not just a bad Tuesday, your brain activates what's called the HPA axis. That's your hypothalamus, your pituitary gland, and your adrenal glands, working together like a relay team. The end result of that relay is cortisol, your primary stress hormone, getting released into your bloodstream. In a healthy, short-term stress response, cortisol is helpful. It's the reason you can react fast, think clearly, and mobilize energy when something demands it. The problem is when that stress response never fully turns off. When your body is living in a low-grade chronic state of something is wrong, cortisol stays elevated. And chronically elevated cortisol sends your body one very clear instruction: store fat, specifically around the middle, and hold on to it. This is where it gets interesting, and this is the part most fitness content skips entirely. Not all fat is created equal, biologically speaking. Visceral fat, the fat that sits deep in your abdominal cavity, around your organs, behaves completely differently than the fat just under your skin. Visceral fat cells carry a significantly higher density of glucocorticoid receptors than subcutaneous fat cells do. Cortisol is a glucocorticoid, so wherever those receptors are most concentrated, that's where cortisol's signal gets amplified the most. That means when cortisol rises, it doesn't distribute evenly across your body. It disproportionately targets the fat around your midsection, because that's where the biological landing pads for cortisol are most heavily stacked. And it gets more self-reinforcing than that. Visceral fat cells also contain higher levels of an enzyme called 11-beta-HSD1, which actually converts inactive cortisone into active cortisol locally, right there in the fat tissue itself. So your visceral fat isn't just receiving cortisol from your bloodstream. In a sense, it's helping manufacture more of it, right where it sits. That's the loop. Stress raises cortisol. Cortisol preferentially fuels visceral fat storage. Visceral fat amplifies local cortisol activity. And the cycle feeds itself. Now layer insulin into this picture, because cortisol doesn't work alone. Cortisol raises blood sugar to prepare you for that fight or flight response your body thinks you need. Your pancreas responds by releasing insulin to manage that blood sugar. But chronically elevated cortisol also promotes insulin resistance over time, meaning your cells stop responding to insulin's signal as efficiently. Your body compensates by producing even more insulin. And insulin, especially at chronically elevated levels, is a storage hormone. It tells your body to hold on to fat rather than release it for fuel. So here's the loop in plain terms. Chronic stress elevates cortisol. Cortisol preferentially targets visceral fat due to receptor density. Cortisol also disrupts insulin sensitivity, and your body compensates with more insulin. More insulin means more storage signaling. And the region most equipped to receive all of these signals is your lower abdomen. This is why the eat less, move more formula on its own so often fails women who are living with chronic stress. That formula assumes your body is operating from a place of safety, where a calorie deficit gets correctly interpreted as, we have less energy coming in, let's release some stored energy. But a nervous system stuck in fight or flight doesn't interpret a calorie deficit that way. It interprets it as another threat, another sign that resources are scarce. And its response to scarcity, under chronic stress, is to hold on tighter, not let go. This is not a metaphor. This is measurable endocrinology. Your body is not broken, and you are not failing at discipline. You are running a completely accurate biological program. It's just a program designed for surviving a famine or a predator, not for surviving a demanding job, a strained relationship, or unprocessed grief. Now, I want to bridge something here, because this is where a lot of people tune out. The moment you mention emotional trauma next to a conversation about fat loss. I understand the skepticism, so let's be precise about what I am and am not saying. I am not saying your feelings caused your fat cells to appear. I am saying that unresolved emotional stress is a legitimate chronic activator of the same HPA axis we just talked about. Suppressed trauma, grief you never fully processed, chronic relational stress, a nervous system that's been in prove yourself or stay safe mode for years, doesn't just live in your mind, it lives in your physiology. Your nervous system doesn't distinguish neatly between I'm being chased by something dangerous and I have been carrying an unspoken emotional weight for the last decade. Both can register in your body as ongoing threat. Both can keep that HPA axis engaged. This is what I mean when I say emotional regulation is a biological prerequisite, not a bonus. If your nervous system is signaling danger, your body will prioritize storing energy over releasing it every single time, regardless of how clean your meal plan is. This is exactly why the alignment method puts regulate as one of its 3 core pillars, right alongside nourish and move. Because you can have a beautifully designed nutrition plan and a solid training program and still hit a wall. Not because those pieces are wrong, but because they're operating downstream of a nervous system that hasn't been given permission to feel safe yet. This is also the biology behind the metabolic plateau so many women hit. The one where the scale hasn't moved in weeks despite consistent effort. A body that is chronically flooded with cortisol isn't just storing fat differently. It's also down-regulating processes it considers non-essential for short-term survival, and that can include some of the metabolic flexibility you need to keep making forward progress. This is also why the same stressors that spike cortisol tend to spike cravings, particularly for quick energy carbohydrates and sugar. That's not a willpower failure either. Elevated cortisol is associated with increased hunger and cravings because your body, still convinced it's facing a threat, is trying to secure fast fuel. So the late-night cravings, the why can't I stop thinking about sugar moments, those may be your physiology asking for what it thinks it needs to survive whatever it perceives as a threat. I want to be clear that this is an area of ongoing research, and everybody's stress response is different. But the general pattern, chronic stress, elevated cortisol, visceral fat preference, insulin disruption, appetite dysregulation, is well established in the literature. So if diet and exercise alone can't undo this loop, what does? The honest answer: your nervous system has to receive a different signal before your body will feel safe releasing what it's been holding onto. That's what regulation practices are actually for, not as a wellness add-on, but as the biological, all-clear signal your body needs. This can look like breath work that activates your parasympathetic nervous system. It can look like consistent, adequate sleep, since sleep deprivation itself raises cortisol. It can look like somatic practices, gentle movement instead of punishing cardio, or simply building in real recovery instead of treating rest as something you have to earn. It can also look like finally giving language and space to things you've been carrying silently for years, with the support of a therapist or a practitioner trained to help you process that safely. None of this replaces good nutrition or movement. Nourish and move still matter enormously, but regulate is what allows your body to actually respond to them the way you're hoping it will. If you've been doing everything right and still feel stuck around your midsection, I want you to hear this clearly. Your body isn't malfunctioning. It's protecting you based on signals it's been receiving for a long time. And that means the path forward isn't punishment or more restriction. It's regulation first. If you want a structured way to start working with your nervous system instead of against it, alongside the nutrition and movement pieces, that's exactly what we walk through inside the Founding Circle. I'll leave the details for you below. Take what serves you, leave the rest. Remember, consistency beats intensity, every time.